What's up, everybody? Frankie Blackbird coming at you once again with another video. And this video is going to be how to use AI in college and not get plagiarized. Yeah, I went to college about 2 years ago. I went for the 2022 to 24 semesters, and I did graduate. I graduated with my culinary degree, an associate's in culinary arts, and I had to take like basics and stuff like that, so that shit really got me all fucked up. I had to do all this shit that I ain't done in like 20 years. So if you're older thinking about it, if you did high school, that it's almost the same shit, you know. So I would advise you to go back and get your degree. At least you'll have a degree. So now how to use AI in college without getting plagiarized. Now the thing is that you cannot use AI because number one, they're gonna put it through a spell check. Not a spell check, but like an AI checker. You know how you do a spell check? You'll put a spell or a grammar check and stuff like that. I forgot scribble without an E or something like that. I put my compositions in, and it would help me with all my paragraphs and stuff like that, and how to get my grammar, my structure, the wording and stuff like that, punctuation marks and such. And so yeah, I did it with that, and they said that it was okay when I used that. So the professor, he always said, make sure you run it through a spell check, make sure you run it through a grammar check. And so yeah, so they said that was all right, but what they don't want is for you to put for you to use like ChatGPT and make me a 3,000 word composition or essay that says how does a plant grow. You can't do that. That's just stupid. And you'd bring plagiarism upon yourself because you're not even doing it. You're just giving AI the idea to write something with the limitation of what it needs to do. So yeah, that's not original content. The way I used AI was I used it to understand what I was doing, because on one of them it was talking about fallacies. We're talking about fallacies. So maybe this will help you, and I hope that it does. So my thing would be like, what's a red herring fallacy? I would read what he gave us, and I was like, I don't understand it. So I would put that into ChatGPT, and I would tell it, well, in the simplest form, what is a red herring fallacy? What is a straw man fallacy, etc., etc. And it would give me a simplistic form, and so and then I would tell it, give me 3 examples of how this fallacy is used. And so, yeah, so it did that for me, and it let me understand the fallacies a lot better. And so now that I understood the fallacies, he would give us a paragraph, and we would read it, and we would have to identify that fallacy. So it would allow me to understand it a little bit more. And now what I did do is I used ChatGPT to write an essay. And then from that essay, I would read that essay, and then I would put it in my own words, because now I understood how the structure of the paragraph needed to be, and I would tell ChatGPT to break it all down so I understood. So there was no confusion that I was using an essay from ChatGPT. Instead, I was using ChatGPT's idea, but I was composing it in my words and my understanding, since I knew exactly what the essay or the curriculum was on how we wanted it. And so that's how I did that. And another one was like the ethos and pathos and stuff like that. So I didn't know none of that shit. So what I would do is I would put in there, what is ethos, what is pathos, and then he would give us paragraphs, and he would tell us, identify which one of these it is. And so like I said, I would put it into the ChatGPT, and it would tell us like, this is what it is, and I would tell him why is it, and let me better understand how you came up to this conclusion. And it would literally break it all down. And for algebra, I would do the same thing. For algebra, math is all about formula and structure of that formula, nothing more. There's no like, A1, A plus B equals C, right? So, but there's a way that A plus B equals C, and it's never gonna change no matter what. So I always put that, like if I missed a problem in algebra, I would put it in ChatGPT, and I would tell him like, what did I do wrong? And there was this there's an app where you could take a picture of the problem, and you would literally just put it in there, and it would tell you exactly why you got it wrong, or why is it right, or and that's how I would do that one. And then I would do the same thing for science also. I had earth science, I would do the exact same thing. And so like all this stuff, I didn't understand none of this shit. I still don't. And then at the end of the day, it's all fucking useless. Like, but it's the basics that you need to even fucking graduate. So I had no choice but to do it. But at the end of the day, you know, composition, I think I took like something with like fucking sociology or some shit like that. But that one kind of fucked me up because it showed me like a lot of crazy shit. Like these people were kind of already getting brainwashed and shit with that whole my truth and all this other bullshit, race and stuff like that. And yeah, and I was just being outspoken all the time, and I would say that's not real. Like you can't do that. Like, you know, she was saying, well, like I remember one of them, she said it's not racist if like 3 black men beat up a white man. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, that shit is, man. Like you jump that fool. Like, you can't do that, man. You can't go around this world beating up people. But yeah, that was how I did that with ChatGPT. And now I'm starting to use a lot of Gemini. I am a Gen Xer, so, you know, I'm 45 years old, so like I try to use every single resource that I can, and I am like, that's just my thing. I'm very resourceful, and I'll try to figure out this problem, you know. And that's what I did. Like I said, I didn't understand what he was talking about, so I went home, put it into ChatGPT, and I told it, like, break this down into the simplest form. And then I would just and with ChatGPT you can actually respond to it. So instead of saying like what the hell, like I don't understand, like I would literally tell ChatGPT, type it in there and put like, why is it this and not this, and then it would break, well, it's because it's this because of this right here, and you know, it'll break it all down. So if you're looking to use AI for college and not get plagiarized, this would be the only way to go, not the best way. This is the only way to go, so you don't get fucking plagiarized, because you don't want a plagiarism strike on your college in your college years, man. And the whole thing with AI and ChatGPT that I see a lot of you kids doing, you younger ones, you want it to do the work. And ChatGPT and AI is not there. You see, when you think like me, like I can do the work, but the thing is, I don't understand it. So, okay, well, I need you to tell me why I don't understand it. So you need to use ChatGPT as a tool to help you in your movement and what you're doing, whether it's math, composition, writing, essays, science, history, maybe even like psychology classes and shit like that. Like, put something difficult that you don't understand in there, and tell it to break it down into a simpler form, and it'll break it down into a simpler form so you understand. And even my homework, I would put my homework in there, and I would just fucking copy and paste the whole fucking paragraph, and I would tell it, break it down, find the fallacies for me, and explain why they're fallacies. And it would break it all down. Like, this is a fallacy here, this is a fallacy here, this is why, and then I would tell it, well, compose this into a composition, into an essay, and then it would do that. But from there, I would go and I would completely rewrite the whole composition in my own words, because now that I understood what the essay was and how it wanted, I would go back and like I said, completely write my entire essay. That's just what I wanted to say about that. How to use the AI in college without getting plagiarized. This is Frankie Blackbird. Join the conspiracy, fly with the murder. Like, comment, subscribe. I know a lot of you guys out there, like, I'm just starting my YouTube channel, so I really appreciate it. You know, I got some more stuff. You know, I got all this stuff right here. So yeah, I got a bunch of topics that I do want to talk about. So I really appreciate it. You stick with me. Like I said, man, once again, I'm out.